But for the time being, it was Ferrari in among the usual Honda tag battle as the grid lined up.
But Berger didn't make good use of his front row grid position. He moved too soon, then faltered, and it was Piquet tucking in behind Mansell as they dived into the first corner. But Berger went round the outside, and Alboreto followed. So as they came down the hill through turn 2, it was Williams, Ferrari, Ferrari, Williams, followed by Senna and Prost. Behind Prost, Thierry Boutsen was looking threatening. Stefan Johansson was the next up. And in fact, already, Alain Prost was having an unhappy time. The up-front battle was well and truly joined. Berger hanging on to Mansell, Alboreto chasing his teammate, ahead of Piquet. But clearly, Prost's McLaren was down on power. Thierry Boutsen sneaked through on the inside to take 6th place. Through the tight twists and turns of the Hungaroring, the Ferraris battled away with the Williams Hondas. The rest of the field was slipping back. Senna from Boutsen, Prost struggling on with his misfire, and then Stefan Johansson sitting obediently behind his team leader. The Ferraris were clearly able to live with the Williams Hondas, and if anything, Piquet was struggling to keep up. On the start-finish straight, Mansell, Berger, stretching out up to 185 miles an hour, Alboreto, Piquet following, then Ayrton Senna leading the pursuit. And Stefan Johansson now decided the time had come to go past his team leader into 7th place. Still, Mansell struggled to move away from the Ferraris. And further down the field, Philippe Alliot, second in the non-turbo category behind Streff, disappeared backwards into the gravel. But he was able to rejoin. Now Berger seemed to be about to challenge Mansell. The Ferrari was able to match the Williams both on power and agility. But overtaking in Hungary is not easy. Just as Berger started to look for a gap, suddenly Mansell came round alone. It was Alboreto now in a distant 2nd place and Piquet 3rd. And there was Berger coasting to a halt beside the pit lane. His transmission was broken. This was a difficult moment for McLaren. Johansson's final drive had locked, spinning him round, and Prost had to spin in avoidance. And now Piquet went for Alboreto, going through on the inside and forcing Alboreto to lock up on the left-hander that followed. So now normality had been restored. Williams Hondas were first, with Mansell looking very comfortable, and second with Piquet. Michele Alboreto, meanwhile, stopped soon afterwards with engine failure. Now, with 6 laps to go, came perhaps the harshest moment of Mansell's season. That was his right rear wheel nut bouncing across the road, and this is the weaving Williams coming to a premature halt. In these days of rapid tyre stops, wheel nuts are not split-pinned. Ironic that Mansell was planning to go full distance on one set of rubber. The ever-present Brazilians were delighted, but poor Nigel could not believe his fate. So once again, Nelson Piquet found himself handed the lead. It was another long walk home for Nigel Mansell. And another Brazilian 1-2 in the Hungarian Grand Prix. For Ayrton Senna was a distant 2nd for Lotus, as Piquet took the flag for the 2nd race on the trot. Behind Senna, Alain Prost, still down on power, was a rather surprised 3rd. And once again, the non-turbo category went to Palmer.
So Piquet's World Championship lead was strengthened, and this time all of the top 4 scored points except Mansell. For him, a loose wheel nut had given him another miserable weekend.